Yo, what's that? What's good, everybody? Andy's Crypto Talk. Let's chat about the market. Let me just get this shared off to X. So, crypto took a bit of a dip since we last talked. Actually, let's check out when did we last talk here. Three days ago. Let's hop into this stream real quick and just see where we were at. Yeah, we were up at 97. I think we were talking about a little bit of a dip on Sol. Where were we talking about Sol? I'm not sure, but talk about Sol Ethereum there as well, how we were breaking out. There's the Sol USD. So we're talking about this little bit of a dip, that it would correct eventually. It did play down into the dip more, so we'll close that. Let's pull up the charts. Last chart we were looking at was GME, so there it is. It's kind of evolving out of this. I mean, if we look at the 4 hour, I think we might have already done the first touch. Yeah, it's already dipped down once and touched, and now we're up onto the next leg on GME. Probably up to the 33 mark. And then we'll want to see it kind of clear this area to move up higher. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, guys and gals, I should say, we're back in here. What is this? Earnings December 10th, so that's interesting. So yeah, I think Jimmy is looking really good above this line, right? Looking unsy above that line. But you all came out here for crypto because this is Andy's Crypto Talk, so let's talk about crypto. Check out the links in the description if you guys want to sign up or get into the Telegram. Just message me and we'll get you in there. It does cost $20 now, and as you can see, Prime XBT is no longer here, so we will not be mentioning them any longer. So it did break down here, and then it came and retested this green line up here, and then still underneath kind of that structure that we formed right here for USDT.D. So looking bullish still. I think there's lots of bullishness to see. This is the one thing I really wanted to pay attention to today, is just mentioning how we did reject off this. So we took this route. And this is going to show us bullishness in altcoins. Let's take a look at total 2 really. This just keeps going up. Total's kind of sideways, whereas this one's going up. Total 3 not as strong, but total 2 stronger because we've seen a sort of resurgence in ETH BTC. And Ethereum, namely, is pushing the alts up. So we had a really good day, actually 10% day. Yes, just today actually here. It's already on tomorrow's hours, but yeah, it's still Wednesday night here. So yeah, Wednesday a 10% move on Ethereum after a 10% move last Thursday. So you know, within 2 weeks could have caught 20% upwards movement on Ethereum, which is quite a bit of volume, right? Like 20% on billions and billions of dollars, right? So we did see, because of that, Solana ETH did take a bit of a dip, and this was kind of the zone that we were saying, if it did kind of collapse back in here, that this zone would kind of be where it wanted to retest and then continue. So we can get rid of this because it didn't play out. And I think, yeah, we can just kind of ignore that now and look at this more so for a breakout continuation, you know, for it to push up through there. Realistically, that's still like, that's okay as a bull flag like that. So yeah, looking for continuation for Solana here, for the altcoin play. See, this is where, you know, we have a lot of resistance here. That's why I did so much squiggling, because there's going to be a lot of resistance here, just with these lines. Breaking up out of this is going to show a lot of strength, so just waiting for that to still happen with Solana. Solana dominance didn't actually break up out of here, so potentially moving forward a little bit before it actually breaks out. But this is still overall like long-term time frame for the past year. This has been super bullish. So you can actually see Solana USD moving up sort of similarly with Bitcoin, but it does have sort of spikes and strength in between. You know, we hit this marker that I made here, and now it's at a bit of an indecision point underneath all-time highs. I think it's just a matter of time before Solana actually continues pushing up into all-time highs. So this could just potentially move down the road a little bit. That's really all that I think happens, is that everything we talked about just moves down the road just a little bit. And now we watch sort of this flag in Solana to break out upwards. So it's really close actually, like it poked into it. Yeah, probably would have been closer to there. So it just poked into it, but of course we could retest right around here on this line, on the 4-hour trend, and then continue on up. Sort of make one of these even, and just continue on up with this, with the trend. So that would look something like this. Price would actually move like that, so that it can create this kind of downward, right? So something like that possibly, although we don't have to necessarily do a W. It could just continue up from here and just continue up this trend. Both are very likely. I think, you know, almost more likely that we see something like this play out. Not even though, because see, this came down sharply. We don't really have something exactly like this to go with. Maybe over here. Yeah, see, so this is kind of what you wouldn't want to see, is that it continues on up, but it doesn't overcome that high. That's kind of, I would say, that's where you look for a lower high. Is it a lower high, and is it going to roll over? But right now we're so strong in the bull trend that we're in. I don't really think that I see a chance of us rolling over too much more than where we're at right now. the one thing to pay attention to is this, you know, this is the trend is kind of like on that angle, right? Sort of that angle for the trend. You know, you could look at it a little bit sharper even, potentially. Something like that. Which would be okay as well. Like, I don't think it goes sideways until there, to be honest. But that's something else you could look at for potential bounce in the future. I think more or less the trend that we can kind of look at now is from here to here. And look for this to break. If price can't overcome the previous high and breaks through, that's bearish. Whereas if price can bounce up through and overcome, that's super bullish. So just kind of play around with watching this and this zone, whether the lower one holds and whether the upper one breaks, because we could see that this eventually also plays out into this trend. Like it's just angled down a little bit. So that's kind of, as you can see, this is the triangle of love on Solana that I would watch for. Do we break through and then continue up, or do we break through and then reject down? So yeah, Ethereum as well, like I would just pay attention to what's happening here. You know, we did have this marked out, and you could have played coming back up through here quite significantly, but now we see this sort of megaphone structure that I would say, you know, you look for it to break upwards on something like this. But it is very possible that, you know, we could see the bottom before we see the top again, and sort of clear this zone to move on upwards. So watch for this in a bear scenario, but otherwise we could see a bull scenario where it just continues up and pushes for those all-time highs so that it can actually sort of catch up to BTC. You know, that's kind of the first range. I think that's pretty good where we marked it, 4,300, 4,400, and then 4,900 for all-time high type thing. So starting to just pay attention to Ethereum at this point might make a bit of sense. But I'm still looking at Solana like it's going to outperform Ethereum. Maybe not on every single day anymore, but overall in general, I think Solana is going to overperform to Ethereum. Oh, we're on 4 hour. Yeah, so this is an important point to sort of hold around the 240 as well, and I wouldn't like to see it get lower now than 230. So I would mark both these points as significance. I like it right there. So sort of this little bit of consolidation here, we wouldn't like to see it lose that, but it could do something like this and continue being safe. We could see that as a nice continuation, right? So yeah, I just really wanted to hop on here quick, say buy the dip. You know, tell you guys that this is nowhere to be scared of price action, but it will be volatile, and you'll see these drops happen. A lot of people calling XRP to like insane amounts of money. and I just don't really see that likely. That this is breaking out as it is, that's really good to see for sure. Like, you know, for all the XRP guys that hold, I'm happy for you. But this is a Dino coin also, so it's, you know, it will do good. It won't, all boats get risen by the tide here. That's going to lift everything up. So XRP, ADA, you know, we see these things. That's kind of still far off of its trend base. I mean, we could look at this instead, the more near term sort of thing, and say, yeah, okay, it's broken out of that. XLM, I know a lot of people are looking at this as well. I would say that's more or less the trend, although some would debate that's it right there. So these are all kind of like looking for continuation as well. Even things like BNB looking actually pretty good. So a lot of altcoins looking good, so that's why I wanted to talk about the altcoin season index here. So it's not quite there on a month basis. But yeah, you can see it's cooking. I know we talked about this last stream 3 days ago. So, you know, right around here, right around 50, I was saying once we break through, it's going to move significantly, and it did. Because again, I was saying this is kind of the line that we wanted to break above and really send, and that we've seen that previously as well, that, you know, once it breaks through 50, it really does make quite a leg up right here. So, you know, in the 23 to 24 sort of early season, we saw a good pump thrust there. And 22, we saw, you know, it broke out, retest, and then it shot up alt season. Even here, you know, January 22, we saw a spike up into alt season. 21, this was the big one, right? Moving up into 50, sort of played around 50 for a while and then rocketed. Here we moved right up into this area, so I think this is kind of where we'll see possibly a little bit of consolidation. But it could just continue on right up into alt season and stay there for a little while. Breakout continuation for ETH. Yeah, Sol success contingent on ETH. It's partially, I mean, I think Sol will outperform ETH because it's easier to move it, right? Like, it's just easier to move it, and there's a lot more meme action happening on Solana. Again, there will be a time here where ETH might do a little bit better than Solana, but again, I think just overall in general, Solana is going to outperform, because I think Solana goes to 500 to 1,000, right? Like moving up 300% for Solana will be much easier than something like Ethereum. You know, it would have to move quite high to get a 300% move out of here. You know, like we're talking 15K to get a 300% move. Now, is that impossible? I don't think it's impossible. I just think it's going to be harder to move it that much. So that's why I'm saying overall, I believe there will be outperformance from Solana the entire cycle. And that's just unfortunate. You know, it's the nature of the beast, right? We can go to coin market cap. I don't know why I'm looking at Electronium, but I'll just show you what I mean here by Solana being 113 billion, whereas Ethereum is 433 billion, right? So, I mean, that's going to take $400 billion into it so that it can do a 2x, whereas Solana only needs 100 billion into it for it to 2x. You know, and that's just saying roughly for the market cap to 2x. It probably needs a lot less. because that's just the nature of how these market caps work. You don't actually need 100 billion in buys to make this go up that high. But a lot of people don't understand that, right? So that's the main reason I'm saying Solana outperformance. There is, obviously the chance in the strangest way that Ethereum does actually outperform, right? And we can see that on a recent time frame. 7-day increase is 15% on Ethereum, whereas Solana's actually stayed the same, right? Just like XRP and Cardano and Avalanche. I think some of these, and Stellar, I think some of these Dino coins all kind of ran together based off this. When it passed 50, it was like, okay, we better start buying front-running alt season, right? So people started front-running alt season based off this indicator, mainly. And then the second indicator was, of course, once price starts moving, people start buying, so it becomes FOMO, right? That's why we've seen this tremendous move up, especially since the 24th. We look on this, the 24th was right there, 47 retest. So there's the 24th, it retested, and that's when everything started moving. Boom. Crazy, right? So yeah, pay attention to the altcoin season index, because again, this might take a little bit of a chill pill here, but it could just continue pushing right to 75. If it does push to 75, you'll see a lot of these Dino coins, they will continue moving, as well as things like Solana will continue moving, because it has strength inside of altcoins. But again, we had this big, dip correction. It wasn't even that big, to be honest. 16%, but that's like a, sizable dip. Look for it to push back from around here, or 230 kind of. Yeah, lots of other altcoins I could talk about right now, but I think I'm going to just call it for tonight. I just wanted to do a real quick update here and just show you guys what I'm thinking and what I'm talking about, just for general market updates. I still got my eyes on a lot of these altcoins that we were looking at last time. And you can see some of these boxes that we made and talked about are playing out pretty nicely. Let's see, Moodang is that one. That one's playing out nicely, right? Jimmy we had here, it actually dipped into our box, but now it's looking like it's showing a inverted sort of head and shoulders pattern here. So once it breaks above this box, I think that's where we look for construction. Up only is dipping underneath as well, but same sort of thing. Once these have some strength and push back up through, then they'll really make moves. We can extend this box and see, we haven't conquered this box. We haven't really lost the 50% of it though, so that's something to note on Aurora. Doge Father, same sort of thing, right? We're struggling with these boxes, but this is where we're making our consolidation patterns on a lot of these meme coins that I talked about, right? Looks like we just tagged this lower, but didn't make a lower low on Aeon. I think this still has a chance to recover from where it's at and really move up. It can do a 10x to all-time highs. Just like something like Nero, which we talked about, this one with the box. Doing a retest here, and then got to move out of this zone with some strength. Goat. Right, that one's crazy. I know one making a big move right now is Grass. I don't know if we did a box for this one. All we looked at was this trend line, and the trend line got broken. This is probably what we would have looked at for a box. It would have been like right here. Down candle before the up move. right? It came in and just tested it and then left. So these boxes work. Definitely keep an eye on them. There's lots of meme coins doing great out there, so that's again why I am more Solana biased for this cycle. If you guys have any tickers or anything you want me to look at, you can always let me know in the chat box. Ideally during the stream, during the beginning of the stream. APMX. What is APMX? This guy's telling me to buy silver in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really, like, I'm not into physical, really. I'd rather keep digital, to be fair. But yeah, the one thing I will say, guys, is if you want some leverage trading capital, check out Breakout. Check out the link in the description there. You can get up to 200K in other people's money that you can trade with, and you keep 90% on your trades. It's definitely a wicked platform. You can get like 10K account for 120 bucks and start trading meme coins. They got lots of meme coins on there as well. You know, some notable meme coins that we've seen here recently going really crazy that are now in the top 100. Are they even showing them? There's Peanut. Peanut's crazy. Like, that is just absolutely insane. Ripped at $2.20. It's down at $1.11 right now. You know, I think this will continue to struggle a little bit, but then when it starts moving again, you know, this is going to go through many dollars. I think probably $10 you'll see this bull market at least. You know, Mog's up in here, top 100. They're almost at $1 billion. We got Popcat up here at 1.2 billion. I think that's a good dip buying zone. Brett, what's that at? 1.6 billion. I mean, I don't really do much on base. If you wanted a good token to buy on base, it would be Brett, I would say. If you want something on BNB, there's Floki at 2 billion. You know, these will all do great this cycle. We got Dog Whiff Hat, 3.1 billion. That's a good buy the dip opportunity on that. And Bonk. You know, I think these things will continue ripping big numbers during this cycle. And we can see they're all down over a 7-day period, but they're all going to start moving up again. Right? So, yeah, I recommend stocking. If you were, say, entering right now, good night, happy Thanksgiving, Joseph. If you were buying right now into this market, you know, I would definitely pick some of these top 100 memes, some Pepe, you know, and just bag them up and just hold them tight. Yeah, you're gonna want to try to time the top and sell some. Don't sell it all, but sell some. Sheeb, 15 billion still, just chilling up there, 13th. And of course Dogecoin. I think you can pocket a good amount of coin, you know, for a few $1,000s and just ride them up. Looking at least 10x's with some of these. So anyways, guys, I think I'm going to peace out for tonight. You know, really appreciate for all you guys coming out and checking out the stream. Definitely happy Thanksgiving to all my American folk in the chat. You know, I wish you guys all the best. Like, I'm so happy and I'm thankful for all you guys that come and watch the stream. It really brings peace to me, and that someone actually gets anything of value out of this stream, you know, would make me really happy. So thanks again for coming out, and definitely want to shield, you know, all your bags to all your family this Thanksgiving, and that's gonna help us all grow our bags and make more crypto gains. So that's all for tonight, and we'll catch you in the next Andy's Crypto Talk. Peace out.